Till now, we discussed about data analysis and data decisions. And there are 5 to 6 assignments for data analysis, as well as there are assignments for data decision making also. One second. Sir. హలో చెప్పండి సార్ వచ్చింది సార్ ఇప్పుడు Now, yesterday we discussed about decision tree for making a decision for a basic problem, and when we extend the problem to make it as a complex, we we got some payoffs and other things based on expenditure and other activities, but we are not sure. I mean, so far what we not yet discussed about the percentages what we have here in the circle. This one like 0.78, 0.22 we'll discuss on 30, because it is going to be like a 1 to 2 hours of session called conditional probability followed by bias theorem, which we not yet discussed. So for time being, you can just park that area, and rest of the things you can practice. Now, what are the assignments I'm giving for this 4 days? In the sense, if you open your drive, all the records are there, as you have assignment folder. In the assignment folder, for descriptive statistics, or you can call it as a exploratory data analysis, or you can call it as a data analysis. So here also I mentioned that the PPT day sheet, that is called day 4. So if you come to day 4, is nothing but here our data analysis. So for a data analysis, like for a statistical descriptive statistics, what are the assignments we have? Here I mentioned it. Football case study already I recorded for a understanding purpose. Rest of the case study is for your practice purpose. So let me show you the concept of each and every case study so that you can practice it. Couple of people have missed the classes, so they might be not aware what in by data analysis. I request you can go to the recordings and practice it. If you're getting, then we'll discuss. And conditional probability, bias theorem, on 13th we'll discuss. For time being, you can park it. So this is the case. This is just a dummy case study. It is not a real-time case study what you can work. This is downloaded from Chicago police data. If you go to Google and type Chicago police data, you can get the same data. And this is I downloaded 3 years before, so it's the 2013 year. And if you want the latest one, you have to go to 2016 or 2017 max. Now they given different variables, nothing but the questions whatever we asked. Skip this last three columns, because it is not going to be helpful when you come to SPSS or when you are working with Excel. If you are working with SAS, Visual Analytics, Tableau or QuickView, you can able to point out the latitude and longitude, but Excel will not support, as well as SPSS will not support for time being. With the help of rest of the columns, just try to do univariate analysis, bivariate analysis and multivariate analysis, and let me know what kind of thefts are more in the particular time or a particular day or a particular location. So if you see here, in the December month, especially that is on Tuesday in the night 11 p.m. in the particular block, there is a problem. There is some theft happen, or a battery, the type of a problem. So this is the primary type, and this is the description of that. It's a simple theft happened, especially it's an apartment in the block, so and so apartment. So now you are responsible to come up with a solution saying that which location the theft is happening more and what type, so that it will helpful for me to increase the battalion. I have a bits, so whether to increase or decrease in a particular time is going to be helpful for me. Are you clear what I'm trying to say? Or anybody have any questions, understanding or not? So I have set of data I'm giving to you as a police officer, as a data scientist. Do the analysis and start doing multivariate, univariant, bivariant, come up with a nice solution which helps me to understand and to decide when the crime is happening more, whether it's on Saturday and Sunday or every day, and especially in the nights or especially near to the park. Give some solution which is a meaningful inputs with the help of the given data. Are you clear, friends, or not? This is only for a practice purpose. I want to know what kind of crimes
Okay.
are happening more. That is also I want to know. Steny, Roshan, Pranay, everybody is getting or not? Manisha, Ranjan. You can use pivot tables in Excel or you can use spaces table tool. Anything you can use. I'm okay with those. Spaces were only to give awareness of the tool. Since you people are in US, IBM is one of the leading consulting company. So I'm giving spaces also for your practice. It's already there in your system. Spaces is already installed. So what you need to do is just when you go to readme, you have a key. This key you have to copy it. Then go to the setup option. In setup option, go to setup. Here you have a setup option. Just double click on the setup option and click on next or accept all the conditions. In the last screen, the system will ask you the product license, single license. Click on single license and paste the key whatever you copied. So that will valid for 1 year. And how to access the tool? You have to follow the recordings. In recordings I explained. And these are the first assignment, crime data. I require only 7 to 10 slides, which is going to be meaningful insights to understand. As a police officer, I need to understand how many battalions are there in the particular location. Because of because of less amount of battalion, the crime is more, or in the particular location, the crime is more. I need a nice presentation on that. That is one thing. Second one is dispersions and anxiety disorder. This is the live case study, but actually we cannot project anywhere as a real-time case study. It is done by TCS around 10 years before. And I will explain you. It will take some time to open. So meanwhile, I will take you to the different case study which you supposed to do. This is another case study. I have different diseases cost. Right now I'm telling diseases. You may take, instead of diseases, you can take product A, product B, product C, product D. Some products and different locations and different prices whatever they charged. So for example, if you take malaria, for malaria in a B location they charge this amount. For the same malaria for a different patient in the same B location they charge some other amount because of treatment. Now it is your responsibility to identify what is the safest maximum value I can maintain for a malaria in a location wise. So if I am going to start a new multi-specialty hospital in location A, what is the safest maximum value? If I am starting my hospital location B, what is the safest maximum value I can maintain? So these things you are responsible to answer as a data scientist. Just a data analysis. Here no predictions or anything, just data analysis. So if you take here only example, just I'll take only malaria. Let me take cancer, the first one. Here the price starts from 150 up to lakhs, 16 lakhs. Now, what is the maximum value I can maintain? If I maintain 16 lakhs, no patient will come to my hospital. If I maintain 150, I will go to the huge loss. The reason is the amount what is supposed to be charged for the higher end patient, I am not able to charge. So you have to tell me the safest maximum value, which helps me to retain the customers, retain the patients in such a way, and The data may not be used entire data, so you're responsible to find out the outliers in this normalization of the data. I have a lot of junk data in this. You're responsible to clean the data and let me know the safest maximum value. If you know how to clean the data, I can able to explain you the safest maximum. That is one more assignment. And the third assignment is I collected students' data with the irrespective of the gender, male and female, and especially the age between 15 to 19. Now, the reason why we collected this data means, especially in the rural area, like the tribals or below poverty people who are going to the government school, most of the people are committing suicide in the year of 2005 to 2010. So government take an initiation and they want to analyze why the people are committing suicide, why the students are committing suicide. That is one thing. And second thing is whom to give a campaign. Whom to give a campaign, like you can say treatment. They want to predict who is going to be committed suicide. For them they want to give a campaign. We cannot give the campaign to all the students who are there in government school, so they given some data like who are inactive in the school, in school participants, as well as who are always taking regular absence and who are not a moody persons. So they taken some people's data and they given the data to us. So here Q1 to Q12 are the general questions which help us to analyze the data and forget about rest of the numbers. Take only the PN number. If the PN number is more than 7 and above, that means the student is suffering with panic disorder. That person is going to be commit suicide. Above 7 means the student is going to be commit suicide. Now we have to come up with a solution saying that what kind of combination of the people are going to be commit suicide. Whether the student is a female, she is going to be commit suicide, or whether it is a male where her mother and father is uneducated and salary income is less than 3,000 and they're into joint family, they're committing suicide. So you have to give a come up with a solution saying that this combination of the students are committing suicide, so we recommend to give a treatment to the so and so combination of people. So when you give that kind of PPT presentation, the government will identify the people who are in the same criteria and they're going to give a campaign, psychological treatment they'll give to them. So here I have a 16. You can see here 16. That means might be the person is going to be commit suicide in another 1 week or 10 days. And if there is a 2, that means the person is not going to be commit suicide at any cost. The combination of the people who are there in this, they're not going to commit suicide. It's just an assumption. I'm not 100% guarantee because I'm not a god. I'm just a data scientist where I can give 95% confidence results. Are you clear or not? Anybody have any questions on assignments? So this football case study is already explained in our recording session. Just for your understanding, I'm telling. I have 5 different teams and their uh, fitness number. US, UK, Canada, Brazil, and China. There are 5 different sports team, football player teams, and I have their fitness. Now, the sports committee is coming to you and asking you, can you please let me know who is the best team among all? The first question. And second question is, what is the probability the final match is between which teams? And third question is, how you can optimize USA team as a best team among 5? These are 3 questions they're asking you. So you have to implement statistical techniques and identify who is the best team among 5 and make optimization of US team and ensure that is going to be a best team out of all. That is the reason they given some additional players to replace the existing fitness people. So you have to be identified now. So this is already explained, so no need to be worried. You can go to the recording, you will get it. So these are the 5 case studies for your descriptive statistics. Now when come to the decision analysis, what we are covering last 3-4 days, these are the solutions already copied here. I recommend not to see the what do you say, the solutions unless until you try. There is a Word document which covers 5 different questions, case studies. Now your company is planning to go for a bid for a government uh, activity, and the bid cost will be $5,000, as well as once you win the bid you have to invest 95,000 for a material to supply. So total 1 lakh expenditure is there. Now they given the criteria. There are very less number of people who is bidding less than 1,15,000. The probability is 0.2. I mean, you know, the entire probability is between 0 to 1. The maximum probability is 1. So 0.2% probability the people will bid for 1,15,000 based on your past experience and based on the given data. And there are people who is bidding between 1,15,000 to 1,20,000. So there are 0.4%. So the competitor can bid between 1,15,000 to 1,20,000. And there are people who are bidding for 1,20,000 to 1,25,000 is 0.5. If anyone is bidding more than 1,25,000, they are going to be disqualified. Now, as a data scientist, you have to recommend your company what is the best probability out of all in the given this is small information, not a full information. You have to propose what is the best bid which we can quote. It's a 115 or less than 115 or 120 or 125 or above that. So if you draw a decision tree, you will come to know. So you have to find out the EMV and you have to come up with solution. Clear? And next one also Jerry Smith. Now Jerry Smith is planning to open a clothing store. Same kind of lumberjack only. Instead of plant, it's a store. Similar like the example whatever you call, but with the different probabilities. That was always we were talking about 0.5, 0.5, but here we are talking about 0.6 also and 0.12 probabilities. Now these are the two case studies I recommend you to complete, so that when we are working with condition probability and posture probability, you will not feel difficulty. Are you clear? Any questions? Only first two questions. Don't go for third, fourth, and fifth. You will be confused because we not yet covered condition probability. If anybody have any questions, we can discuss, or we can drop it and we'll resume on 13th. 12th I cannot able to take because I'm reaching by 12th.
Amarnath, Abhishek, yeah.
It's me, Abhishek.
Amarnath, I asked Madhuvana regarding the classes, the recordings. So he said like he told me to ask you.
He told me to ask me. Just one second.
Yeah, the trainer.
Give me 1 minute time.
Yeah. Recordings. Can I complete these
assignments
exercise what you have given me?
Yes. This is common drive what we have all the settings.
Okay, sure. Thanks.
Or we'll wait for some time because some people are not getting all the updates. Just try to open from your end. I'm asking about all the people. And if you're not getting all the recordings like till yesterday, let me know so that I'll send you individually. Share. Just check whether he got. Total 17. If I adding today's one, 18, 19 recordings should be there. Have a look once whether we got 18, 19 recordings or 18 recordings. Kaushik, can you please check whether it
Yes, there are 17 videos.
17 and demo is 18, and you can able to find assignments in that.
Assignments.
There is a folder called assignments.
Data structure, data, demo, PPT. Oh yeah, I do. I can
Okay,
find that.
fine, great. So,
Thanks.
welcome. If anyone have any questions, you can contact KMR or you can contact me, so we can clarify your questions, either in an assignment point of view. When you're practicing and if you're facing some problem, you can contact us. Don't worry. So, anybody have any other questions? Manish and Niranjan, Manish. So we can resume it on 13th and we'll continue with conditional probability where we stopped it yesterday. That is the reason I'm telling not to start third assignment in our decision tree. Just go to the first and second assignment. You need to have a confidence whether you did properly or not. So we have solutions here, which is already returned. So my decisions also is already mentioned here, whether you have to go ahead or not. But I recommend not to see the decision tree without your practice. You may go wrong or you may go right. There is second option, but thing is try to think something. And once you draw, then go to the solution check. Clear? Any questions? Once I complete optimization, sorry, decision making, then I'll go for optimization, that is called linear programming. There are two types of optimizations we can discuss. One is with certainty, the second one is without certainty. With certainty means that can be happen based on our past experience. And without certainty is nothing but we are not sure it is going to be happen or not. Like probability chances are very less, or it can be changed frequently. Unexpected sales, unexpected business, something like that. We cannot expect about tomorrow itself. That is called uncertainty. So for that we can go for Monte Carlo simulation. With for certainty we can discuss about linear programming. I have 10 rooms or 10 conference rooms, and I have 20 people who are booking always. I need to check how can I do the optimization for the rooms, the 10 rooms. How can I accommodate? Whom to give the priority? So these things we'll discuss after completion of decision tree. The rest of the slides. Once I complete the rest of the slides, we are in a position to complete third and fourth and fifth assignments. Are you clear? Any questions? Anyone? If anyone have any questions, I can answer you. So anyone have any questions? Can we drop a call now?
I'm fine. Thanks.
So we'll drop a
Yeah,
call for
no
today.
questions, Aman.
Yeah, thank you. So please complete your practice so that the things whatever we covered, the 17 sections or 15 sections are not much important. I'm not telling important. The thing is, those are low priority when you're coming as you can say low priority when you're coming as a data scientist. But the sessions what we are going to be cover called predictive modeling, followed by optimization, those are going to be give a major role for your organization. Data analysis is just a descriptive session. Even BA consultant can do. We just enter into the data science called decision tree, then optimization followed by predictive modeling. So these three will play major role. So please concentrate on your practice so that you will not miss any concept.